Shall we start today's session? Okay. Oh. Okay, let's do it. Can the mind be quiet? Why is the mind always chaotic, restless? Why is the mind full of various compulsions? Those compulsions drive one to do various things. Can the mind be quiet? Driven by emotions. The mind is seeking to calm something, to achieve something, to reach something. They are endless goals to pursue. And life become a game. To finish the target, to achieve a goal, to fulfill oneself. That sense of fulfillment, with its short-lived to one's living. One man is really serious and has deep into this. One must find all those superficial stimulation, excitement. Life is shallow. And even life is in that trapping. There's hopelessness. is, that oscillation. That sense of disconnection with anybody, anything on this planet. That's the sorrow. Mind. Why the mind is in such a disconnection from anything? And in that disconnection, the mind is never quiet. It has its own compulsions. Seeking, efforts. And this oscillation has spread the world. The mind cannot feel it is connected with something. Let's only
Now signal is inside demo has signal. 这个什么 software live stream software 有 signal， 但 YouTube 没有。
Because it's just gone black. Okay.
Let's continue.
Let's continue. Okay, let me have a look. Everything's all right. Okay. All right. Doing some unexpected technical glitch. So the live stream just been disrupted. Now we have just fixed it. Let's continue the session. So if someone who's listening to this session, please understand the technical stuff is never stable. So please be aware of that. Great. And in night isolation, which is spread all the world, each of us feels more and more disconnected. The sense of me becomes more and more significant. Right through the world, the individualism becomes more and more popular. And most people don't seem to be realizing this. Life is into individualism. Therefore, the mind is not to and find out or notice the danger of the individualistic thinking and living. And perhaps today, in this session, let's inquire together to see the correlation between the individualistic life and the quiet mind. Why does one accept individualism? What happened to the mind when the mind has accepted individualism? As we can see, society is built upon individualism. Everybody is self-centered.
Connected. You have to make
Of course.
just one.
Yes.
Recording camera, inside camera or YouTube. Just one.
Let's do it now. Okay. Maybe.
Which one? You haven't shut down the...
So
You disconnected.
Try to some different trick. Hopefully, this issue will be. Okay, hopefully this time will be good. All right, let's continue. Where we are. Where we are.
Individualism. So why does one accept individualism, right?
Okay, so why does one accept that? What happened to the mind when the mind has accepted it as something normal? What is individuality? What is behind that word, individual?
Separation from others.
And me first. So, in individualism, there's a self-importance. In individualism, there is egoism. Me first. It's very convenient. The ego is dominating the mind. Me first. I can do what I want. I can pursue what I want to pursue. I can fulfill what I want to fulfill. I can do anything that can bring pleasure to me. So I seek fulfillment. I seek satisfaction, gratification, every form of pleasure. So I pursue various experiences. I seek fame, position, power. When I have the power, I feel powerful. I can dominate people. I feel very satisfied. I seek money. I want because I can use money to buy everything I want, for everything I can experience or enjoy. So one is going through that, the me, the self, is always enhanced and perpetuated. And in that pleasure, the mind is very willing to accept individualism. When the mind has this self-centered way of thinking, with its pleasurable things, ideas, fulfillment, and that's why the idea of individualism, it is so popular. People are educated to seek fulfillment, pleasure, and various things. So this sense of me, the ego, has become so deep-seated. If there's no of the individualism, that would be perfect. There's no any disadvantage. There's no point for us to talk about this. There's no point to this. Where there is seeking fulfillment, there must be the opposite. The very seeking pleasure, fulfillment, creates its opposite, the dualism. When the mind is seeking pleasure, the mind has fear of not achieve or when the mind is seeking fulfillment, the mind has the fear of not being fulfilled or satisfied. So pleasure and fear always go hands in hands. They are never separated. After the momentary pleasure, the mind wants to grasp it, hold it, keep it, want to reproduce that pleasure time and time again. And behind that, there's fear of not holding, not reproducing. So when the mind is doing that, fulfillment, satisfaction, and pleasure seeking, there must be fear all the time. So an individualistic mind has fear, tremendous fear. And the individualistic society has tremendous fear. Why does the mind has fear? When the mind is going through fear, what is actually taking place there? In one's life, one can have various fears. Fear, as we just said, of not achieving, not becoming, and not reaching something. Fear of other people's opinions. Fear of being nothing, being looked down upon. Fear of disease, illness, and also the ultimate fear for death. What is fear? We are inquiring into fear, not about fear about something. For that word, fear, it can have many objects. Fear this, fear that, fear that, fear that. And most people seem to be dealing with the object. Oh, I fear that. I must deal with that. So this journey is never finished, because the objects can be switching all the time from this to that. But here we're asking, what is the fear? The root, not fear for something, but a fear. So we must to look at fear from two aspects. One is the physical fear. All animals on this planet have physical fear intrinsically as part of the survival instinct. Now we, human beings, also have physical fears. For example, when one is walking in the forest, maybe a tiger is walking towards one. When one notices that, there's a fear, physical fear, because one can perceive the danger of being attacked by the tiger. Or when one is walking on the road, one notices that there's a car dashing towards him, and he sees danger of it. Therefore, there's immediate action from the body to avoid being hit by the car. So physically, that fear is healthy, is natural for one to keep one safe. The physical fear will trigger, the intelligence of the neural system to have the proper action at a time to take place. So physical fear, that's normal. But why does one have various psychological fear? And those psychological fear has paralyzed our life, obviously. Trapped by the psychological fear, one cannot make wise decisions. Trapped in the fear, the mind can have various compulsive, impulsive behaviors, making various wrong decisions. And create more issues and problems. So fear psychologically paralyzes the mind. And such a mind cannot be quiet, right? When one has a fear, can the mind be quiet? It's not possible. Because in that fear, the mind is always want to do something, to get rid of fear, to feel safe. And in that doing, the mind is restless. Therefore, it is not possible for the mind to be quiet. When the mind is want to get rid of fear, one is doing whatever one can to get rid of fear. One has more fear of not being able to get rid of fear. Do you see the trap here? When one wants to get rid of fear, one will have more fear of not being able to get rid of fear. So everything becomes more and more trapped. Can one put aside the idea of getting rid of fear? Because when one is thinking that way, there's no understanding of what is fear. Perhaps when one understands what is fear, fear is gone. But let's find out. Please don't listen. Please don't agree or disagree with the speaker. One must find out for oneself by understanding what is fear. When one is going through the psychological fear, who is afraid? What is the subject? What is the subject that feels afraid? Let me say, me. I'm afraid. Then what is me? What is me that feels fearful, afraid? I'm afraid. I want to deal with fear. I want to get rid of fear. But what is the relation between the me and the fear? When I say I want to get rid of fear, it implies that me and fear are two different things. I feel that I suffer from fear. Therefore, I want to deal with fear. In that way of thinking, the me, is different from fear. Fear is outside me. Fear is affecting me. I want to deal with fear. But now, let's inquire. We must perceive it directly. Is the me different from fear? Or is me the fear? What is me? My name, my position, my past, my education, my work, my home, my furniture, my money, my car, my family, my future, my phone, my house, my knowledge, my past experience, my viewpoint, my opinion. Me is all the things stored up in the brain. My attachment, my possession, my fulfillment, my success, my pleasure, my hurt, my trauma. All the things are stored up in the brain. With me in the center. I have this. I own that. I want to avoid it. I want to control it. Now, all those implies the activity of the me. No. Let's just take the possession example. When the mind or when one possesses something, that possessiveness or owning something bring these things to me. I have a car, and I possess that car. My mind thinking that way. That's my car, and that car become part of me. When my car was hit on the road by other car, I felt hurt, angry. I must file for compensation, for example. When my car was stolen, I felt shocked. So that possessiveness of the mind internalized the things as part of me, therefore created me. I can have a car, but I don't need to have that thinking to possess it, right? But when the mind think in a way to possess it, the mind internalizes the car as part of it. Therefore, the me is created. And in one's living, there are various and endless subtle processes that internalize various things as part of the mind. So the me is created, enhanced, accumulated. It becomes so real. The mind is totally attached to various things. Obviously, possessiveness is a form of attachment, isn't it? So the mind or life totally trapped in this. When everything is part of me, everything becomes the triggers only. All those things have been internalized as part of me. Therefore, the me has tremendous concern for various things. And fear is inevitable, isn't it? I fear of losing my car, for example. That's a fear. I fear my stockings, my stock market will be depreciated, or I fear my phone will be stolen, for example. So when, as long as the mind internalizes everything as part of the me, creating the me, there's fear there all the time. Can I perceive this directly? Because here we are not talking about any theories or ideas, but rather can the mind directly perceive this? As long as there's attachment, no matter which form it takes, there's me. And that attachment makes me feel so real. But in that attachment, there's fear. The attachment to various things bring about a sense of stability. But at the same time, the mind is in fear. Fear of losing. Fear of not having. So can one say it now? Me is fear. Me is different from fear. Me, the sense of me, and the fear is the same process. But when the mind thinks, okay, I must deal with fear, I want to get rid of it, the mind is dealing with the thing that causes fear. Oh, I think that thing caused me fear, so I want to get rid of it to make me feel safe. In that dualistic thinking, the me is still there, is still perpetuated, and the fear is never dealt with, because the mind is dealing with the thing that causes fear. Therefore, fear is never finished. The me is always there. And the mind is busy dealing with fear all the time, but never finish it. Because the mind hasn't realized that I'm the fear. Fear is me. I'm no different from fear. And when I want to get rid of fear, actually I don't deal with the fear at all. I run away. I fear losing my car. So I buy insurance to alleviate that fear. That insurance gives me a sense of security. But it's different from when I actually losing the car and claim the money back from insurance. It's a different thing. But the idea of being influenced give me a sense of security. But actually, the mind forms new attachment to the influence in order to deal with the fear brought about by another attachment. So the mind is always attached to something more to deal with the things that are already created by the attachment. So it is always a cumulative process, more and more attachment. And the fear is never finished. Is it possible for one to be free of all attachment? Psychologically, there's no attachment at all. As we said earlier in today's session, the attachment itself bring about the sense of me. And also the attachment itself bring about fear. And one form new attachment to deal with the fear temporarily, therefore creating more attachment, more burden, more fear in general. Someone is coming up.
Yes. Yes.
So someone is coming up to this building. So let's wait for a few minutes before we continue the session. This is the first time to have this hybrid session. In the room, also live stream on the internet. Well, there are many different technical glitches, and sometimes it's a little frustrating, but hopefully in the future, all those can be improved.
Hello. How are you? So, what was that? Oh, could you please to put it on? From this guy, so can we sit down? That's okay. Very important. Oh, wow.
Hello, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Please have a seat.
Yeah.
Wow.
So let's continue. Is that possible for the mind to be free of all attachment? As we said, the attachment brings about the sense of me. At the same time, the attachment brings about the fear. And the me wants to get rid of fear by forming or creating new attachment to escape the fear now. But the new attachment will soon become another fear. Can one see this as is? The mind is always accumulating, creating more and more attachment, therefore more fear, more burden. Can one see this trap, loop as it is? Therefore, the mind can act totally differently, free itself from all the attachment. And when the mind is attached to various things, can the mind be quiet? Obviously not possible. As we said, as one can look, perceive, attachment, the sense of me, fear, and the escape from fear, pursued pleasure, and then more entanglement, more attachment. This whole process is restless. Can the mind end all that? End all the attachment. To end all the attachment means that one must be aware, completely and deeply aware of all the movement of thoughts. What brings about attachment? We just said that attachment brings about the sense of me. The attachment brings about the fear. And me wants to get rid of fear by introducing more attachment. It's an entanglement. But what brings about attachment? Thought, isn't it? Without thoughts, where is attachment? First of all, we don't condemn thoughts. thoughts in our life has their purpose, has their function. But when thoughts overflow into our psyche, attachment is inevitable. Can the mind observe the total movement of thoughts without forming any attachment? When there's no awareness, thoughts just form attachment. Therefore, the mind keeps accumulating thoughts unconsciously, forming our background. Oh, I'm a Chinese. I'm Japanese. I'm this, I'm that. I'm a computer scientist, for example. So thoughts keeps accumulating in the background, forming my viewpoint, my idea, my philosophy, my particular way of thinking. Can I be aware of all those choicelessly? Choicelessly means that it's not an option, but one must be aware of all the thought processes. So could you please wait for 5 minutes? Let me finish this, and then we can talk and converse, shall we? Okay. Where we are? Where we are?
Choiceless.
Okay.
Or awareness.
To be able to be aware of all the movement of thoughts demands space of the mind. When the mind is occupied by all those things, the mind cannot observe itself. You see, so many people are so busy. The mind is so restless. There's no space to observe. Therefore, such a state of mind is dominated by thoughts. There's various attachment, detachment, struggle, all taking place there. To be able to observe all the thoughts completely, the mind must not be full. The mind must have space. So can the mind have space? Can the mind not be occupied? No, not to be occupied. The mind can observe itself, observe all the movement of thoughts. But when the mind is busy, observation is not possible. So the mind must have space, and the mind must come upon it, find it for oneself. The importance of the space of the mind. When the mind can observe all its movement of all its thoughts, activities, the mind is free of all attachment. That's to say, one's unconscious part mind must be empty. Only when the conscious part mind has been emptied, all the things in the unconscious can pop up into the consciousness. And when the mind observes it, end it. That's to say, one must be in full attention. Full attention implies there's no direction or purpose. There's only awareness, choiceless awareness. In that attention, the mind is free of all attachment, because it will observe all the movement of thoughts. There's no attachment. There's no me. There's no fear. The mind is quiet. Come and see it for oneself. In full attention, the mind becomes quiet. And that quietude is not downness. In that quietude, there's energy. Full of energy. But see, many people's life driven by the self, the ego. It is restless. And life it's devoid of energy, because that restless state keeps dissipating the energy, and being quiet demands one's energy. And in full attention, the energy is gathered. And in full attention, the mind is quiet. All right. So now let's start this conversation. Everybody can ask any questions. Sir, what is your question?
Yes, I'm happy to meet all of you here. And then to meet you face to face, you know. I love your program. You know, when I saw it in my neighbors, we are neighbors. So I live in 298 up in Boostrat. So we are neighbors, just here. I live here, you know. So I passed through your really it's very interesting. But I have my three motives to ask you. Number one is just why are you doing it? Simple question. Why are you doing it?
So why does speaker do it?
Why? Yes, yeah. Because I see what I see in you. Permit me. What I see in you, I see a message. I see something talking to you. You don't know me very well. Slowly we can know each other. I'm Dr. Peace Energies. I come out in life. I have my own gift. I can see things. I can hear things. And I have my healing hands. Like now, if somebody have pains, you know, I will see now, focus, it will go. So I believe too much in energies and many things, you know. Then the system and so on. But presently now is how best we can to help save lives. So everything you're doing now, I was visiting all the, like, I visit all these mental places where people call themselves. I approach all these, they call it impossible. I didn't have one in my house. The psychiatric people, they're asking me, how do I do it? Are you getting me? That is, it's about letting the past go. We are living present. It's about answering their questions. It's about many things. Like I can go into someone, like when you were here, I saw some things. It's your privacy. If I tell you now, it's public, it's not good, you know. So what am I trying to say? What you're doing is nice, but right now as I'm talking to you, in Netherlands, in Amsterdam, too much of people with mental, unstable, disabled, they need this. But how can the treatment go or the therapy? Your system is very nice, but you cannot be talking alone. Nobody will just be quiet. You know, let's assume now they say come and speak in the prison. You know, they announce you. People want to listen to you. I can organize that. You know, so in a situation like this, people, how do I say? How do you remove their problems? How do you take away their problems?
So how can one?
How do you take away their problems? Yeah, like now, I'm talking solution. My work is solution, and there is somebody here before you right now who want to commit a suicide. What do you do?
Sir, I will say I can't do anything about that. So one is really because sir, the problem is that whether one is willing to listen. Most people are not willing to listen at all. They have their own strong purposes to achieve, even to commit suicide. They have their own strong opinions. They don't listen, sir.
Okay. Do you
So-
believe?
So if he want to be helped, he must be able to listen with full attention, listen without any purposes.
That to believe again. How do you bring the mind? Because now I heard you measure the mind, which is the power of thought, but the key is energy. I am made up of energy. Every time this energy, like even when somebody has pain now, or you show me a pregnant woman, what I'm trying to ask you now is, the main purpose is for those who want. That's their own system. Those who want to be, I see it like a yoga. I see it like a meditation, your own system. But I see also when there is quietness, I see, do you believe in ancestors? Somebody comes to you when you are relaxed. When you are relaxed, something comes into you and then pass the, pass the message. I love what you're doing, but now the point is, how can we use it best to tackle the problem of the world? Do you believe
I
that
understand.
the world has solution?
The world is a solution, right? So the problem is that so most people are living in such a very self-centered way, selfish, egocentric, and the mind is very closed. They have built such a wall around themselves. They don't listen. They so they are not serious about this. They are always looking for a solution. They want to be saved or helped by other people, but they don't really listen. So, in other words, I mean that our mind, the people's minds on this planet is in disorder. They don't give attention. They always concentrate on something. Therefore, communication is impossible unless he give attention to it.
Okay, so what is mind for you? That word mind, what is for you?
Sorry,
What is mind for you?
sir. When we look at a single word, it can be tricky. When we can't define what is the mind, but we can perceive what is.
Perceiving.
Perceive it. That's the.
Try. A thought, just a thought. Let's just a thought, a seed. We plant something and it start growing. There's something, a mind, just. Okay, what is solution to lose someone's mind? Let's assume when somebody is sick, you go to hospital and then doctor do something. So when you face, are you giving up? Okay, because you don't want to listen to me or open your mind, you can go and destroy. Because everybody says soul being. I believe in soul being, or everything has solution. So what is solution to those ones who don't want to listen? Is it to let them get destroyed, or there is a means or system we can get them back, revive them, and then believe again? Because nothing is permanent. We have day and night, right? We have seasons. So do you believe somebody can change?
So I don't believe or disbelieve. I observe, because if one want to, or if one can change, one must have this capacity of being attentive. Being attentive means that the mind must be empty. Generally, we mean the mind is the human consciousness. Yes, for most people, this consciousness is disordered, self-centered. It's never emptied. Therefore, the mind is always being suppressed, distorted, closed, and merely translate what it hears. It never listens. It translates according to his own background or experience or knowledge, but it doesn't really listen. Therefore, the mind is always occupied, always trapped in a pattern.
Okay, I watched one of your programs. What is the best way to let past go? Because everybody has past. Even you, like what happened to when you were young with your family, you know. So what I'm trying to say now, what is the best way to forget it? Because what you do, you are creating what you do is okay. This system is working for me, and I think everybody should follow this system because with this system you get better and you'll be free from entities, you'll be free from problems. But
Yes.
when I listen to your program, I say, when you parent, so if landlord said tomorrow you're going to parent, how can you said unless, look at what you said in your program, that things come, that only when you listen to it. If you don't listen to it, then it will be, you know what I mean? I said, no, something's wrong here. If I have a letter I'm going to call tomorrow, or if landlord say you're going to pay rent, then you come on, you got to do something. You cannot let the mind can't rest. So the mind is a continuous energy movement, but solution is to face it. That's where I see it.
So you are right. But to face it, the mind must be empty.
Empty.
Otherwise, it can't face it.
Then how? That's what they are trying to know.
So
I invited people to watch your program with me.
Yeah.
That's the question. Say how.
So first of all, we must be careful with the word how, because how implies a method or system. But there's no any method or system. One must
solution. That's solution.
So don't be hurry for solution. One must give attention, give diligence to understand. That's matter. So as you said, one must let go the past, which is tremendously important. But to let go the past means one must also let go the future. Because the past and future is the same thing, right? Because the future is merely the projection of the past, modify it. So when people looking for future, they are still living in the past.
What about present?
When it's present, there's no future at all.
Okay, so now those people, like I have one of my patients, she's suffering from her trauma, post-trauma of her past. So to let it go, it is still coming present. I see she's interested, but it's still coming present. So I'm telling her, listen, let it go with all her past. Presently now you are fine.
Yeah.
Nobody gonna rape you again. Now you are covered. They take care of you. You know, but sometimes like it's the meditation.
Of course.
It's not working.
No, sir.
Why?
It is no. So to understand the past is something very huge and complicated. We must be very diligent to observe, because so what is the source of the past? The me, the self, right?
Yeah.
Because the center of the me keeps accumulating. Yeah. Therefore, make such a vast content of the past.
Yeah.
So can one deal with me? Can one end that sense of me? When the me is not there, I can still remember the past, but that past is no longer relevant now. But when that's me, all the past is relevant to now. Therefore, there's a trauma, there's endless trouble. And then one want to get rid of trouble, get rid of the specific trauma, but it's endless.
But is there any way you can get rid of it without solving it? Because the answer is you must solve it. For example, I watch a program where you say you are observer, that's what I understand using energy is that I see that if you have an issue, let's say family issue, I don't wish that for you, I don't wish that spell. There's no way you can have peace of mind because already the thing is present. Let's assume that it's a burial. Somebody died, I've not buried my mom, or let's say I want to go to Africa or something. Until you solve it, there's no way you can be an observer.
So I understand what you mean, but the problem is that for these imminent issues, they are always there. Today is the landlord's letter to ask me to pay more money. Next is the family issues. So these issues are always imminent. Therefore, the mind is always busy with that. Therefore, the mind has no space to understand the whole thing. And then they are all the excuses for escape. So can one put aside all the things first? Not we don't solve it. Put aside first to observe completely, and then come back to these issues. But no, people always occupy with that all the time. So that's the problem. There's no freedom. Life is totally trapped by that. Today is this problem. Tomorrow is another problem. Endless. So that's why one must put aside all those first, and then that's the freedom. Freedom is first, and look, observe, then come back to deal with this. Perhaps this mind has a new solution, complete new solution. Then the mind must do it first. Let's put aside everything. So that's the first step.
That's awareness. Instead of awareness, we talk about awakening.
Yeah. So,
and then how do they maintain their some days go back? So how can they maintain it?
So as long as one can put aside everything.
Not easy.
Not easy. So, but not easy. But that's something one must do. The speaker says it's something very important to put aside everything first.
How?
Don't ask now. Let me finish it. Put aside everything first. To empty everything. Observe, learn, understand. To awaken your intelligence, the intelligence of neuron cells. Then to live a life. And the intelligence will tell you what to do. The intelligence will give you the wisdom. But then that must be done by putting aside everything. So putting everything aside needs to ask how, or do we have the fear to not let go? We tend to cling to something. That's why we ask how to put aside. But when you put aside, just put aside everything.
How? That one they got called how.
So that's why, sir.
When somebody is sick.
When one is dedicated to put aside everything.
When somebody is sick.
When is doing that, I mean, when one wants to put aside everything psychologically, the real observation starts. Because he will find, why it is difficult for me to put aside this now. Then you begin to observe attachment, fear. Okay, let me dig into it.
That's to face it.
Face it. Face the fear, attachment. Dissolve it. So when it's doing that, the mind is freeing itself from all the things.
So it's necessary meditation, positiveness,
and also
self. What do you call it? Just like how do you call it? Submission.
So mission.
To submit.
Of course, I understand what you mean. And also, we can say in this way, one must stand alone. One must stand alone.
One must sit down, stand alone. Stand alone.
Yeah, never conform.
It really stands alone. I'm there.
Yes. Never conform. Never accept any patterns laid down by anything. Never accept any authorities.
We went deep.
So,
so you can see things another way.
Yeah, so because superficially, we need the policemen, we need the hospitals to help people. That's the authority in the right place. But deeply, we don't need any authorities at all. One must observe for oneself. One must be alive to oneself. So one must stand alone, never comply, never conform, never accept any patterns laid down by anybody in the name of any authorities. when is doing that, one can immediately see the ugliness of the society.
So you're saying that you should accept the things as they appear to you, not as that they are told to you.
Sorry?
You should accept things as they appear to you, but not as they are told to you. So if somebody tells you this is like this and like that, it's not the same thing as
doubt it.
Yeah.
Doubt it.
Yeah. Exactly.
You must observe, find out for yourself. Never accept.
Find out yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I love.
Yeah.
Be yourself.
Yeah. So that's why it is very important for one to stand alone in the society. Never conform. Never be guarded by anybody. So then it is possible for one to awaken the intelligence. So, when we rely on somebody, when we depend on authority, we don't observe anymore. We are guided by somebody else. The mind becomes lazy. And all the issues are there.
And the information and everything being manipulated.
Yeah, and
No freedom.
of course, in that there's endless manipulation, traps, cunningness. So it's ugly, isn't it? It's really ugly, those things. But can one stand alone, observe, be alive to oneself? Therefore, one is free of any influence, any manipulation, any traps from the society. So it sounds difficult, but it's different. It's different when one is really doing that.
What's the difference between the sympathy and empathy? I sympathize maybe because somebody called me, hey, I lost my dad. I say, I'm sorry. But another one is because I see somebody I don't know, he's on the streets, he's hungry. Or maybe I feel maybe he deserves something better. So
I understand.
In the mind, or in your mind, how do you tackle it?
So first of all, we have these two terms, sympathy and empathy, and we begin to want to distinguish the two words by their meaning, and we found that sometimes they are very entangled. It's not easy to distinguish that. Perhaps we can put aside these two words first. Let's look at what is passion.
Yeah.
What is compassion? And then perhaps after we understand these two words and come back, and then we can come back to these two words. Perhaps we have no confusion anymore. What is passion, sir? What does passion mean?
Something you love doing that gives you happiness. That's my passion.
Yeah.
Like me, I call it passion when I help the needy, the helpless. That's what I love doing. To put smiles on the helpless, But I know the bad thing is I observe the energy later, sometimes too much of me as energy giver, but that what gives me joy. Something so I feel like, what's my passion? Some put some music or this. My own passion is putting smiles on the helpless.
So we can see in this way. When we say we have passion for something, passion is not. Passion has no purpose. We have passion, not we have passion for something. It's a different thing. Can you see the difference here? We have life is passion. We have passion. And it's different from saying that we have passion for something. So passion implies the mind has no direction, no purpose. Implies there's absolute freedom of the mind.
Okay, can you tell me 3 reasons why you are doing this? 3 reasons why you are doing this.
I don't know, sir.
Or why you love it. Or where you are heading to.
I don't know, sir. I don't really have a purpose.
I love what you're doing, right?
Yeah, but that's not for something.
Yeah, there must be everything has a reason and purpose.
Really?
For you, just like a religion.
But sir,
I see ancestor, I see the dress, I see that you have it's a reason and purpose.
Sir, I doubt whether everything has a reason or purpose. I doubt it.
Culture. You are passing this to extending the religion. It's not a
But because sir, we tend to interpret everything. When we have that tendency to interpret everything, we tend to say everything has a purpose. Is that so? If we don't interpret anything, where's the purpose? And of course, when the mind does not interpret, when the mind can see easily whether this thing is purposeful or not. So superficially, we do this thing for that, but deeply, that's no purpose.
Okay, why did it?
I don't know, sir. I don't know. I never interpreted.
You see, that's not a thing. It's something from families. Are you getting me? So you reach your turn, you can't run away from it, and when you don't do it, you can't be okay. So when you do it, you feel. Are you getting me? So you can't run away from it. I don't know if you have not done it, it's like something is missing in you.
Sir, that's what I mean. If I understand what I mean, is that not knowing implies the mind has no direction. Implies there's tremendous energy, which is passion. That's why I say, if you ask me that, I say I don't know, because I don't interpret, I don't analyze it. I really don't know why, but I know, I feel this passion.
But have you noticed that it comes to you sometimes like that I don't know that's you can like when it didn't come, you see you need to do it. You need to do it. Until you do it, you cannot be free. Have you noticed that?
That kind of urgency to do something without.
Yeah, it's come like a message. You'll be like this thing will come to you for you not to forget. You need to release it.
Sir, I understand what you mean, but I don't see it that way. I don't see it's a message. When the mind has no direction, when the mind has all the energy gathered, the energy can't stay. The energy must consumed. Therefore, there's this natural urgency to do things propelled by the energy. So that's what it means, right?
Yeah.
So you can't hold it. You must do it. Yeah,
but not every time Ching comes to you. Like one of your video, you were outside sitting on a bench. One of your videos I watch. So in your expression there, it's very clear. Something that But I'm outside a psychologist, so so it's like I don't know. It's like when you do it, you feel good.
I understand what you mean, but I won't say that because that can easily bring about things to me. I feel good. But I understand what you mean. So indeed, when the mind has that passion, the mind the energy is there. It do the things immediately, and it's not compulsion. It's natural, and naturally, and you just do it. There's no reason, and there's no purpose.
Can I maybe try to say it in my own words and see if I understand it?
Yes, please.
So we have our thoughts.
Yes.
And we have our actions.
Yes.
And we don't really know what comes first. Even if you don't have any thoughts, things will happen.
Yes.
God is always in motion. But because we have thoughts, we usually, our usual mode is to say that those actions have a reason. They come from the thoughts. But actually, those actions come first, and then the stories come.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we say, I did it because of this. But actually, that thing just happened, and the story came after it and tried to explain it.
And that explanation becomes a deception sometimes.
Yeah.
And also,
so why are we here? If you could tell a story, but that story is just a story. We are here because it just happened. There's no actual reason.
No, there is. There is something important. The only thing I see that I want this to get to the most needed place. But that's what we are lacking now. Every day people are committing suicide. Somebody I know yesterday, I just saw it, he threw, So that's what I'm trying to say. I want to know if he's like me, like I would have done more. I feel sometimes I don't need to blame anyone. I'm not enough, but I would have done more. Or like he is doing now, and they speak more Dutch than me, He can have access to the prison. They organize people there, or not him in person. He's here, right? Let the prison connect. I think it's what I mean. Psychiatric places, they need this. They're cutting, you know what? They're cutting. So some of his program, when I watch it, I like, how can they get down there? But because they are making business with everything, pharmacists, that's what pains me. But what he's doing, he's doing a great job. But now the people who need it is not getting to them. Are you getting me? It's not getting to them. But this is given to him from his families. This will continue. This is from his family, grandfather. So now, what's the aim? Extend it, then use it to help people. So here now, I see someone who is doing it, but at least you just said that you may say, no, come, let me show you where they are, or how do we do to get to them. A lot. They need to hear you. So I gathered people who watch this program, and when I followed him, then when I saw today, this is my house, I said, wow, I'm gonna make time to come and see him, say thanks to him, and then plead with him, please. You should think about the mental places. He doesn't need to go there, but let him make a step. Let him present his program like Gemente here, Amsterdam Hall. They know what to do. FM, giving him 30 minutes or connecting his program. You don't need to work. Let him sign for them. I want you to say, please, I release this copyright, save life. This is what he owe me now. That's why I want to see him to explain for me. Look at what is happening. If he can authorize, I can, some FM, 30 minutes, they can put his program in the jail there. People who, psychiatric session. My brother, if you go, you cry. What I'm seeing, I'm that type that's very emotional. So I take their things home and I catch it. So they need him. But I want him to know what's going on. Okay. So please, people need you. And you don't need to do it just here. The only thing you need to do, please, Gemente, you see what I'm doing. This is my pages. Please, I don't have problem for you to give access to the helpless mental people. You know what I mean? Just because now they cannot do that without your permission, and they don't know you are that type. Are you getting me? So we really need you, but we need your permission. Like, you cannot say, this is my program, why are you shooting at my program in the psychiatric place? So that's why I need to talk to him. Tell him, look at, if you can permit me, your program in psychiatric places, there's one near my place here, then because I have your permission, because I don't have problem, I'm clean record, so that we can put your program for people to be watching. Are you getting what I mean? I need your permission.
I think maybe this is a conversation to have after the event. So he wants to ask your permission to use the material somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, to put it on, where they need it. Can I?
So I think maybe this is a conversation for
after the session. Yes. Okay.
But me,
I understand. Yeah. Let's talk about that. I think if it really helps, then let's do it. So let's continue. Okay. So just as you said, that the thoughts always there. So thoughts has dictated many actions, but there are also many actions are not dictated by thoughts. And can one put aside all the thoughts, see what happens? Obviously, for most people, our energy has been dissipated by thoughts, and the thoughts propel the action, which is reactions, all the time. That's why we have lost the touch which is the real action, which is from the unknown, not the thoughts. To let action take place, that's to say one must be diligent, penetrate carefully into various issues, so the mind can empty the thoughts. Therefore, the action can really take place from the unknown, which is the intelligence of neuron cells. And in that state, which is not occupied by thoughts, there's energy. Energy is used to have the action take place, which is passion. As I said, so you said that you feel good. That's just part of the byproduct of that process. The one is really in that process. One see immediately the root of the suffering of all the human beings. The same thing. Therefore, there's compassion. I see the suffering of everybody, though in different forms, the same thing. Therefore, I care. I care about you deeply. I know the suffering. I see the suffering. I really want to facilitate you to see that. So then come back to the two words, empathy and sympathy. Oh, they are too superficial. Why should I be bothered by the two words or the two different superficial phenomena? If I happen to notice, somebody stopped, I can help, I will help. If I don't notice, okay, it's fine. But deeply, when I see the suffering of all human beings, I care about that deeply. People must not stop. That's for sure. But can one not only not stop, but also free of suffering?
What makes you think, or have you relaxed to ask yourself why someone can reach to that extent of thinking there is no need to live again, or thinking to die or to commit suicide? But that's what's happening now, presently now. This is what's happening. People are giving up, even looking to buy a system to give up their life, to buy something, to kill themselves. So what do you say about it? What can make somebody to reach to that extent? Is it because of lack of mind? Or what do you think? What's your opinion?
Oh, sir, why people want to give up life?
Yes.
That's something very stupid. But when they are doing that, what happened to the mind? Why they feel desperate? Why they feel the life has become utterly meaningless? Why they have so much sufferable, so much suffering, so want to escape that suffering by killing themselves? So can one end that by seeing the root, end all the sufferings? That's to empty everything. When it's doing that, not merely thinking about that, which has no meaning. When must doing that, life becomes tremendously meaningful. That's a fact. But now it's only what the speaker says. One must compound it for oneself. Because what the speaker says only verse. One must compound it to see the truth of it. And then it becomes tremendously meaningful. And when life is meaningful, who wants to kill oneself? So that's why the mind is totally trapped in the abstraction by the thoughts. There's oscillation, there's conflict, there's tremendous suffering. Life becomes meaningless. That's why suicide, killing oneself, it's become that solution, quoted solution. But there's no solution at all. But rather, can one be free first, let go everything? And that state is beyond imagination, sir. One must do it. And then life is totally transformed. So that's why that's something that is very difficult to communicate. when somebody has such a strong tendency to kill oneself, he won't listen. That's why people need to think about different ways to at least let him come down a little bit.
Okay, what are addictions? The best way to cure addictions? People who are addicted in taking pharmacy medicine to sleep. Do you support that? Or people who are addicted to smoking cigarette, drugs? What are the solutions? How would they solve it? People ask me that question. Please, how can I leave my addiction?
So addiction is another big issue, but in general, one must understand what is the essence of addiction. Well, so first of all, we must be careful. Some people have been already, let's put it aside. That's okay. So people have been addicted to drugs, various material things. That's something, one must also need some proper treatment to be free from that physically. But beyond that, the addiction involves many psychological factors. And today we just mentioned the me, the ego, the self, with its attachment, seeking fulfillment, seeking pleasure, seeking satisfaction, and escape from fear, from trouble. All those bring about and perpetuate and enhance the addiction to something. So to dissolve that, not only superficially give some medical treatment, but also one must deal with the psyche. In the me, understand the nature of pleasure, never seek pleasure. So the mind is free of fear, and then perhaps one will find out for oneself how to end it.
So how can somebody, like one of my patients, she said, I cannot sleep without sleeping pills or tablets. And I say, why do you think you need it? He said, because I've been like this for long, I've been addicted to it for long years. And I felt bad about it. I remember I said, I will ask you solution.
So for these people, the mind has been like the example you mentioned. They have been conditioned to that drug or that material, and to let go it immediately trigger the fear, and they don't want to face the fear. That's why they don't want to let go. But actually, to face the fear is to let go, to see what will happen. But psychologically, they don't overcome that fear. That's why they don't do anything. They still stay to their old pattern. And the second is like the problem, the sleep. Why do we care about sleep so much? Why do we place such importance on sleep? First of all, the speaker don't say that sleep is unnecessary. No, but now we have seen that in the whole society, we place great importance on sleep. Isn't because we have all kinds of duties in the day. So our life is in a pattern. We must sleep well in the night, so in that day we can work, we can do our duty. So when we can't sleep well at night, we can't do the duty second day. So the fear arises. But why should one live it that way, in that pattern life? So I must make sure I have good sleep so I can do things well in the next day. But if I don't sleep well, I will be bad tomorrow. That's why I will pay more attention, pay more importance to the sleep. And then in that focus, sleep will become an issue. I need to use drugs or materials to help me to go sleep, so next day I can do things. So the same pattern with me working there. It's not all natural life. For animals, they don't think about what to do next. But for people, they live in the future. Next day, I will do something, all right. So they never living at present. When one is really living at present, there's no issue about sleep at all. So, right? There's no need to use any drugs or materials, things. Animals don't do that. But you see, human beings have been used to that, get addicted. And so the deep root issues is the me, the self.
Even if you can overcome physically an addiction, if you don't solve what brought you to that addiction, you will just fall into another addiction after you're...
Of course.
Yeah.
It's repeated all the time.
Okay, just hiding from one thing to another.
Yeah, yes.
Ready to solve it, face it.
Yeah, core. Why you got there in the first place? That's the real...
Deal the root.
Yeah, but most of them are always post-trauma. Every time I say my father this, my mother this, what my father this, every time, they keep telling me things, okay, come on, you're not the one I lost your parents, me too now, not fine, come on, let it go. He said, no, don't tell me that. I love my mama. I said, mama, me too love my mama. So this is the issue.
So that example, that person is deceiving herself or himself. He doesn't love his mom. He or she said that, but she doesn't.
Because if the spirits can see, so she will not be able to see her suffering, and I try to.
So like that example, she said that I love my mom. That expression bring her some pleasure, but it's different from she really loved her mom. So that's why she hold on to the idea. She suffers. She has no love, actually. Love is energy. Love is compassion, sir. So no, we are all hypocritical. We say we love you, but actually we don't love. It's all the time repeated. We hold on to the idea of loving somebody, which gives us a sense of pleasure, but we suffer from it. You see the traps, the deceptions there. So that's why it's very important for one to go deep to deal with the root. Truth is very simple, but we make life so complicated, chaotic, absurd. So many contradictions, so many fragments. So integrity means the life is free of any fragments. But now our life is fragmented by various ideas, thoughts. There's no integrity at all. So can one live life with integrity? In integrity, that's freedom, sir.
What do you say about? But I like, I see your system of trying to help or heal or save the world is different from my own. But the questions I need to solve, like now, what do you say about? I have some patients who they see things the visible eyes cannot see. They hear things the visible eyes cannot see. How do they solve it, or how do you define it? Do you believe in that? Do you believe?
Just could you repeat that question from the gentleman? I don't know.
I understand the question. Yeah. So he says that he has some patients who see things that are not there. They hear things that are not there.
Yeah. I see.
I'm talking to something. He's laughing. He's a patient. So what led to that situation? What do I do?
So maybe I can speak. I can rephrase the question in this way: why are people so neurotic? That's kind of an illusion, illusory listening or illusory seeing is out of the neurotic state of mind. Why the mind becomes so neurotic?
To that extent of having external communication. To that extent of having invisible communication.
Yeah.
So trauma or something. I'm trying to I said, okay, I will share with him. Ask him.
So why does the mind become so neurotic? So the mind keeps projecting things so quickly, creating the illusion to see something that don't really exist, to hear something that don't really exist, and that thing then it's merely replayed on the mind to make himself believe, oh, it's something true, but that's nothing there. So that neuroticism is still come from the me, right? The me believe in its own thought, experience, its own past. So when it hears something, which is the mischief of the mind, there's nothing there. But that's something that is replaying on the mind, makes them believe, oh, it's really something exists. So you see, the me is perpetuated. The me is still enhanced. So can the mind be end over that? That's to end the me. When the me is not there, there's only listening. There's only hearing, seeing things as they are, hearing things as they are. But when there's me, there must be self-deception. That thing is also self-deception. So all those things back to the same root. The same root is, so without dealing the root, we can deal the issue one by one, but it's complicated. We can't finish it. But deal the root, it's simple, but it demands diligence, care, observe, and putting aside everything now.
Okay, why bring bad dreams? Why people have bad dreams? Some of my patients don't want to sleep, and you see, I want to.
I understand, sir. Yeah. Why should we have good dreams? Why should we have good dreams? Oh, why do we have dreams? Is that normal for human beings to have dreams? Or we think it's normal to have dreams? But to speaker, when the mind is quiet, it has no dreams at all. But when we have dreams, we begin to divide good dreams, bad dreams. We want to pursue good dreams. We want to avoid bad dreams. You see the trap there? But when the mind is quiet, the mind has no dreams, unless the body feels unhealthy. Yeah, sometimes there's some disease can cause some dreams. But other than that, when the mind is really quiet, the mind has no dreams. Yeah. So can the mind be quiet? Can the mind free of the me? Therefore, it becomes silent. In that silence, so there's no dream. There's no good dreams, no bad dreams. There's no dreams.
It's just a sickness. It's that bad disease. It's just like that sickness.
Sickness, yes. So you know, we are all playing mischiefs on ourselves. People think this self-centered, individualistic way of living is normal. They think have a dream is normal. They think using drugs is normal. You see, the mind is conditioned to various things. They don't observe, examine. All those things are not normal. They are all questionable.
Okay, do you believe in horoscope? Horoscope. Like now, they say I'm Pisces because I'm born in March. Do you believe in those things?
What's that?
Horoscope. It's like the reading astrology.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Do you believe in astrology?
So the speaker does not believe in anything. No disbelief in anything. Neither believe, no disbelief. Let's only observe. I observe. I live what I observe, but I don't believe or disbelieve. Is that?
All these people that play card, all these that play card,
It's irrelevant. So because when the mind is observing, things are there. So therefore, there's no need to believe or disbelieve. Oh, you are, so we can see it in this way. Seeing is believing.
Are you not running away from something? Because the way I see it, everything has responsibility. Listen, animals, I see them in the morning, they wake up, they go and fetch food, they take food, go to the best, give their children. In the morning I see things busy. Not human being now. Let's leave human being. But everything is busy. The sun comes out, busy. And later he go, and the moon comes out, busy. And the plant, growing, everything is busy. My fish, my small, busy. So why should I stand still? Does that make sense? Because I need to drink water. So something tell me I need to drink water. So now you tell me leave everything. Can it work? Explain.
So he says that everything is in motion, like animals, the sun, and he's asking, why would you tell me to just leave everything? Am I not supposed to be in motion?
So when you leave, so when one puts everything aside, mentally, psychologically, one is full of energy, then all the emotions, actions are in the right place. So putting aside everything is not sitting, is not laid back, not that, but rather it's something very diligent. We must do it diligently to be free of all the traps, putting aside all the things that imposed about society, about everything. So when the mind is doing that, the mind is full of energy.
Balance the energy, think very well, and make a nice step, correct step. Okay, I understand now. I understand.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that a lot of the issues you raised, and you're talking a lot about like very serious issues on very wide ranges from addictions and suicide and bad dreams, and they're all coming from the same place in the end. They're thought created.
And also, sir, we have to say that this society is very harsh. Yeah. Unless for people who are very well off, they can have money to deal with various things. For people who don't have money, this society is, sir, maybe it's not right to use the word, but it's monstrous. Yeah. It's very, very cruel to those people, and they are being hit by people from all places, landlord, it's very, very, very cruel. And it seems that the whole society, the government has no insight into this, because everybody living their own illusion. They don't really care about the suffering of human beings. So this whole society, has such a disorder at root.
Where are we heading to? If I may ask you a question, where are we heading to? Where is the world heading to? Where are we heading to? That's the world.
Yes, sir.
Where are we heading to? Where are we going to?
So that's the world.
You now. Because listen, when you say globe, if you rain fall, you fall everywhere. If sun comes, it shines everywhere. So, what our perspective as that's what can you predict? You will do like betting football, no? I would say adjust this. What do you think? What is the current situation of the world for you as an observer? For you an observer, how do you see the world today? Explain.
Yeah, exactly. Saying you're an observer. Where do you think the world is going? How do you see the world is developing?
So first of all,
what can we do to make the world better?
The mind is observing, but he's not an observer. The mind is observing without being the observer. So he is part of the world, because our human consciousness is one. Everything is connected. So as the mind can perceive, our world is chaotic, turbulent, absurd. It's more and more degenerate. Totally immoral, based on commercialism, consumerism, and egoism, and there's no space for goodness.
Yeah, is there any true love in this global earth? Is there any true love? Does true love exist?
So true love only exists when the me is not there. But as long as that's the ego, love is not. As long as there's a self-centered thinking, this utterly individualistic thinking, love is not. So love is passion. Love is energy. Love is compassion. How can we love a person without love all human beings? If we only love a particular person without loving human beings, that's self-deception. That's love is mere pleasure, fulfillment, identity. So when I love somebody, I also love everybody. Otherwise, I can't love that specific person. When I don't love everybody, I only love myself. That's the fact. Most people don't admit. But the self-worship.
So finally, what do you believe in? What do you believe in? You believe in the sun? You believe in, like China now, we do our own New Year. What is your Tibet? No. I'm not trying to put in religion. We are free from all these things.
No, sir. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
But inside you, there is something.
Sir, you were right. There's something. But that thing is beyond the verse. But the speaker does not believe in anything or disbelieve in anything. Just observe. It's there. So that's why I say you ask me what I believe. Nothing to believe, nothing to disbelieve.
Then your program, the name, if you check the history, is something from your culture, from someone is coming. So what is it called? Because now you say this is free of religion, everything. But I'm seeing this like kind of Tibetan way,
It's not Tibet. No.
We go to temple,
No.
Free yoga is not.
No. So it's nothing.
You let it somewhere. You didn't just come like that.
But it's really nothing. So it's just simply as it is. Nothing.
We love it.
Just be nothing.
This that you are teaching from the Tao, right?
Yes, just be nothing, sir.
What Tao? This is what I want to know.
Yes.
Explain me. Go deep on that. People want to know. Say China, this, what is this? Tell us today about the Tao.
Just put aside everything, sir. Be nothing. And everything is there. Be nothing. Everything will take place in the right way. So be nothing. Our thoughts, our idea, all the things will have the place, have the right place. They are functioning harmoniously. But so really nothing to believe or disbelieve. So speaker has any belief system. He has no God. He has no. He just observes things are like this, and it is there. It is immovable. It is unshakable. Every time the speaker use different expressions, but it's point to the same thing. So it's just this.
If I can try to explain it, we're speaking English right now, but it's not that English is the purpose. It's just a tool.
Just the tool, yes.
So we're using the Tao as a tool. It's like a language we can use to explain things, but it's not that we believe in the Tao.
No.
It's not that.
No, that.
What is Tao? Because it's BC, century. I'm seeing many ways something.
So
communication I'm seeing. I want to know more about them.
So
something from the patient.
Yeah.
I want to know more about them.
So from the patient.
It's good energy. Ancient.
Okay, ancient. So if you ask what means Dao. Dao means the ultimate truth. Dao means the ultimate truth.
Yes, the ultimate
truth.
That the light, the hidden truth.
Yeah.
The hidden food. I understand what you mean. Yes.
By the way, we probably need to pause at some point, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because the session has lasted for
2 hours.
more than 2 hours.
Yeah.
Do I, if we have, so let's have another question. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so
You
much.
can also, come again and
Thank
continue.
you so much.
Yeah.
Can I have your number? Because I'm trying to get you on WhatsApp. I'm among your WhatsApp group. I will send you message as well. So to get you online, like when I have someone I want to organize something, and I want anything I'm doing, they can talk to you direct. I get you where I'm trying to say. I need your phone number. That I have to start going now.
Yes, sir.
That I'm grateful.
Yeah.
We are neighbors, I'm 298, like in Bootstrap. So I'm happy to be your miss. I love what you're doing. We need it. But I need your permission. That's why I said I need your phone number. Any length I can reach. Like I want any length I can reach. So that but every time they talk to you, not showing your video, hey, are you sure we can show it here? I say call him. Are you getting what I mean? Do you understand my brother? Explain for him.
No, I think you understand that. Sorry, I wasn't really thinking that.
Sorry.
So,
Maybe we can end because the session is live streaming.
Yeah, let's really.
Yeah.
Wow.
So maybe let's end it
first, and then we can talk about that.
Sorry,
Yeah.
okay.
Just 5 minutes. Okay. Let's.
Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Thank you for watching, everybody.
Actually, there are a few people left messages
Yeah.
in September.
Let's quickly answer it. No questions, Brett?
Not questions, just a few messages. Maybe Siko can respond them in a very briefly.
Yes, please.
So, one message is that it's all made up stories from beliefs and programs. None of those stories are like the truth. So why not make up an empowering narrative to be free up one's being? Do you understand this question?
That to empowering narrative must come from your direct perception. So the story must be true, point to the truth, not to make up a story. So when the mind perceives the truth, that narrative, of course, is empowering.
Good. So let's end the live session on the internet.
Yeah, thank you for watching, and see you in the next session. Take care, everybody.
Yeah. So I end now.
Yes.
Insert time end, right?
Yes. Also, YouTube ended.
Today I.
This is live. Yeah. Great.